Today is Monday, Parashat Shemot. We're starting this week a period of the year known as the period of Shovevim. Shovevim is an acronym for the six parashiot Shemot, Va'era, Bo, Beshalach, Yitro, Mishpatim. And these 6 weeks are 6 weeks that actually cover in the parasha of the week the slavery in Egypt and the exodus from Egypt, all the way to receiving the Torah on Har Sinai and being given the laws of the Torah. So, figuratively speaking, but not just figuratively, also this time of the year when we come to that time of the year when we read these parashiot, the same way that the Jewish people were taken from slavery out into freedom, we also have a special assistance from Shamayim to go from the slavery to what could be described as physical impulses that causes a person to be either not modest or immoral, or certain things that can bring the person to what was in Egypt of tum'ah, a place of impurity, of immorality, and to free ourselves from that and to go into a state of freedom from these things. But that takes some work. And the two areas that we are focusing on in this period is Shmirat HaLashon and Shmirat HaBrit. Shmirat HaLashon is being very careful with the words that come out of our mouth, that they should be not Lashon Hara, not evil speech. They should be not words that are not proper to say, and to have self-control in terms of our speech is something that we get extra assistance during this time of the year of Shovevim, of to do teshuvah. The other aspect is Shmirat HaBrit. It involves many aspects. It could be modest dress when a person is in public. It could be also what you see and don't see, certain things that a person should not expose his eyes to. It could be also in terms of our relationships, that they should be all in a sanctified manner, in a holy way, rather than just as a hedonistic approach just to satisfy physical pleasures. So these ideas to sanctify ourselves through proper speech and through Shmirat HaBrit are two areas that this time of the year, these 6 weeks, is most appropriate to do that. Just like the Jewish people, when they were in Egypt, they, according to a very deep Kabbalistic concept, they were there to pick up the sparks of holiness that ended up there after the sin of Adam Arishon. So it's a great time of the year to do teshuvah. Some people have accustomed to fast on Mondays and Thursdays, the days that we take out the Sifrei Torah during this period of the year. There is a custom also to do Ta'anit Dibur, to take one day, and some people do it on Shabbat or another day of the week, to take one day that is dedicated to only sanctified speech, meaning either prayer or reading Psalms of Tehillim or learning Torah. Yes, when you learn Torah, you're able to speak and converse on the subject at hand that you're studying. But for that whole day, from dawn until dusk, until the evening, there's a tradition that you dedicate it to what's called Ta'anit Dibur, a fast of speech. And whether it's a fast of not eating and not drinking, or a fast of speech, it's not an end unto itself. It's actually to get us to be humble in a way through not eating and not drinking, and to realize that we are to correct any misbehavior and to get on the right track. And we do get special assistance during the 6 weeks. So this is something to keep in mind. But in there, we are planning to do a Ta'anit Dibur in our community during these 6 weeks. One of the Sundays usually that we pick up and do a Ta'anit Dibur on. You can join us, and for that day, it will be a day of learning Torah and no mundane speech at all. And may Hashem help us to do teshuvah and to sanctify ourselves in the service of Hashem in everything that we do. And two areas that are most important in the sense of having the discipline is the Shmirat HaLashon and Shmirat HaBrit. Baruch Adonai Le'olam. Amen ve'amen.